Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Invictus Racing League F1 division. We're here for round 3 of our next season, and my name is Webbo, here to take you through proceedings tonight. And we've been we'll give a good shout out and thank you to our sponsors, GT Omega, Nailcut Hall Hotel Golf and Country Club, and our partners gridfinder.com. and Driver 61. Joining me in the comms box, as ever, is Lightning. Good evening, Lightning.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here.
Absolutely. Good to be here. We're set up for a strong week of racing, but we've got our drivers assembling already. The green ticks are being pressed. Lightning, talk us through where things stand in our championship right now.
Absolutely. Very, very close standings as we're only on round 2 at the moment. Max in the lead for Alpine with 23 points, followed by Speed Queen also in the Alpine with 20 points, so only trailing by 3. So looking very, very good for Alpine at the start of the season. And then we have Jelly in the Mercedes with 18, Living Wall and Jaum with 15 and 12, followed by Reshka with 11. So very, very close up the standings to the top 6. Delange, LFR Luca, IRL Krieg, and Luke finish at the top 10. And then the drivers with points are Bakker, Warislander, taking L's, Simply, and those who have yet to score are Burmeister, Matty, M. Duran, and MV Bull to round out the order.
Awesome. Very good. We've got some race winners already, of course, on the board. Max, who waited all season long last season, has managed to get his first win on the standings. Welcome to everyone joining us slowly but surely in the stream. Welcome to Kelvin, who said good evening, and he's here to support Speed Queen tonight. But what about the Constructors' Championship at the moment?
Well, as I said before, we have Max and Speed Queen in the Alpine, 1-2 in the driver's standings, so they are dominating at the moment in the Constructors. Then followed by Mercedes with Jelly and Jaum. We know they are very fast. They have 30 points to Alpine's 43. Red Bull, Williams and Alfa Romeo, P3, 4 and 5, quite far back. And then Ferrari, AlphaTauri, McLaren, Haas, and Aston Martin in last. Aston Martin yet to score any points throughout the entire team.
Yeah, so it's Zandvoort tonight. I'm not quite sure yet on any weather predictions. I will check in with the driver chat and try and get us an answer on that one.
Hopefully not another overcast race like we've had quite a few of.
We've got Jim joins us, who is here to support Burmeister, which is good because Burmeister's fan club has been somewhat absent. And also Yella, who joins us. He says rain, full rain for the session. So I wonder if that's why some of the drivers are hurrying up to get out there. MV Bull first on the way out. But Yella is driving injured today, having an accident today, so he's not quite sure how he's going to get on, but he's going to give it his best, I'm sure. And Rent says hello to everybody as well. Max says rain at the start of the race there, yeah.
Yeah, 15 minutes apparently, so usually on the weather forecast, if it says that it's raining at the start, it will stop raining sooner than it says. And if it says it's raining at the end, it'll start raining sooner than it says. That's right. Usually what happens.
Hashtag thanks, Jeff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So we've got MV Bull Lightning. I think he's going to be the first one to cross the line. So you can help us out with a bit of a track guide here as he approaches the final braking zone of the lap. And away through the banking zone at the end, yeah.
An amazing banking there, flat out, and starting your lap. 192 miles an hour, braking really late, just before the 50-meter board. Hairpin first corner, sort of. And then up this little hill, slight downshift through the right-hander, and then another banking really difficult to get the traction out of here. He does it quite well. And then just making the shortest line up this flat out hill into the best corner of the circuit. Oh, really, really fast through there. Just a slight lift. And then really understeery right-hander. Goes a bit wide, misses the apex. And then another hairpin, misses the apex a little bit there. Good to the left-hander. Also difficult traction here. Open the DRS. The sort of an overtaking spot here, I guess. And then right-hander all over those curbs, preferably. You can gain quite a lot of time doing that. And then heading into the last braking zone. Really late braking there, around 20 meters for the corner. And then flat out through the banking. Keep to the inside, preferably, for the shortest run. As it's a bank lap, it's not too important. A 1 minute 11.7. Just instantly beaten by Jelly with a 1 minute 10.6.
Yeah, we spoke to Yelly last time. Last time, and he did give me the pronunciation of his name. But I think Lightning is going to persist with Jelly.
Yeah,
how his teammate in the Mercedes goes out there on medium tyres and goes faster than Luke Bailey and MV Ball. So a good early lap there from Helm.
Yeah, that's a very good lap there from both Mercedes. As you said, Helm on the mediums. That's very impressive to be only a couple of tenths away from his teammate on the soft compound.
I wonder if I saw the first possible drop of rain. Did I? Or was it just an issue? I think we are expecting dry conditions in this one. Yeah.
Just look at the bodywork on the Mercedes. Is usually quite easy to see.
I've not seen Crig before here. Crig or Trig, P9 at the moment in the AlphaTauri. He's obviously happy representing Invictus Racing League with his gamer tag 111277, but Els has gone P3. Warislander or War Islander. We still haven't got a complete pronunciation on that. War Islander on a 110.9. M Doran 111.0. But I think Matty, the perennial Matty, he gets absolutely everywhere, Matty, in every league. But he's currently on a hot lap. AlphaTauri taking the high line Lightning through the through the Hugenholtz.
That's quite surprising to see, to be honest. But it does help with traction, which is very difficult to get out of that on that exit. So, oh my god, the lag from Matty. I'm afraid that's pretty terrible. Hopefully that will get fixed before the race, and it won't interfere with too many other drivers. But
yes, I'm pretty sure last race there was a problem with Matty's connection as well, so I think it might be slightly endemic for him. JPH is joining us in the chat again. He's here on Recon for PC F3. For F3 on Wednesday. So he's checking out the strategy, checking out the competition and the pace, and maybe watching people's lines through qualifying. Max appears to be on a lap. I'll watch the end of Matty's and then cut straight to Max. Matty, P12, and here comes Max then, just finishing his lap off. Yella has put a rain setup on, he says. So all the excuses coming in from Yella. Max P2, 1:10.778. So I count 2 main excuses that Yella's given us so far tonight. So we'll see if we get any more. And Luke Lira for Ferrari, just delaying his first lap, letting everybody sweep the track clean for him, Lightning.
Well, the track will get exponentially better as more drivers go out on track and put the rubber down. So if you feel confident and you want to save a set of soft tyres for the race, if your strategy requires it, then you might as well wait a little bit longer just to do 2 runs.
Tempted to suggest that Speed Queen was on a warm-up lap on those tyres. She's not normally the slowest timed lap on the circuit kind of pace. Living Wall and Luke Lira are both on track at the moment as Luke Lira goes through sector 2, 48.8, and into the Hans Ernst corner. Next we have Kumho, followed by Ari Luyendik Bocht for the final corner. Luke Lira heading to the line then. What's it going to be? A 1:10.2, a brand new pole position out there. That's a quick time. We'll see how Livingwall compares. Livingwall, of course, the winner of the first race.
Yeah, Livingwall,
Wow.
oh, wow, no, P2, that's very good for his first lap. Then again, Luke also on his first lap, but just shows the track getting rubbered in does help substantially. Yeah, the biggest thing I'd be worried about for these drivers going into the race is the soft tyres. Oh, I just realised I'm very stupid. It's starting on the rain, isn't it?
They should have free choice of tyres, I imagine. Yeah.
Well, I doubt they'll want to go on the softs at any point, to be honest.
Right,
I'm not sure why Luke and Livingwall set out so long. Might as well do 3 laps just in case anything goes wrong. But it worked out for them, so...
Yeah, they can take their time now. And of course they can push harder than anybody else out there. MV-Ball just slightly delayed on the throttle as he heads down towards turns 12 and 13.
I believe Luke Bailey left, so I'm going to just invite just in case.
Great, okay. Always handy having someone else in the lobby to do that kind of thing. We see Luke Lira having pitted just as MV-Ball comes through and does his next time. It's a 1:11, 6:34, but no quicker this time out. Reshka is a 10th faster through the first sector in the Williams here. I think Yella might be on just starting a lap, so we'll just ride with Reshka, see how his lap goes across the line there. 1/4 of a second faster than he's been before. I'll cut back to Yella shortly. See where he is as he goes towards crossing the first sector line, I think. A shade under, but it's all gone wrong for Yella and turns the car around. So go back down there to see what Reshka is up to.
As soon as I went on board with Burmeister, he spun on the last corner exit and completely broke his wing. I'm surprised he's still in the session, to be honest.
Okay, well, and he's got some fans here watching already, so they won't be best pleased to see that. But hopefully he can get himself back under control and get his car repaired. Still just under 8 minutes to go before the checkered flag. Welcome if you're joining us late. If you want to hear the championship standings, we did that at the start of the broadcast. Helm running very wide, but just about balancing the throttle to avoid a invalidation. War Island has retired from the session. I think he's come to a halt there in Sector 2. It's going to be a bit of a roadblock for everybody as Helm is 3/10 faster going into the final few corners here.
Looking like a very good lap here for Helm. For Mercedes, this is going to be, I think, at least a top 3 if he managed to get the last sector good.
Call.
Yes, it is top 2. Very nice.
Yeah, that's why we pay you the big bucks, Lightning. Who else is about to start a lap? I can see Livingwall maybe, but Luke Lira is the next one. He's turned that car around quickly. So defending the pole out there now. He's currently got that by less than 1/10 of a second, so definitely needs to keep pushing because it's well within reach. So flat out through turns 5, 6, 7 before you reach Shivlak corner, which is just 1 gear down usually. Rides the wall of death on the outside of turn 9. Turn 10 comes at you very quickly indeed, and now there's another hairpin like corner. Turn 11, DRS open, and we'll get an update on his sector. He's 600th slower, but he could still rescue this, although a wheel off into the gravel in the Hans Ernst corner. Yeah, he's bailed. Let's go back and see what Livingwall is up to, because Livingwall behind him on track also has bailed that lap. So I wonder whether the track has reached its its maximum. Luke Bailey is 1/10 faster through there. He's 2/10 faster as he crosses the line. P11 for Luke Bailey in the McLaren. I think Speed Queen might be on a run in the Alpine here. Yeah, 1.5 tenths faster, Lightning.
I think that she'll be looking for more than 1.5 tenths. Not sure what's going on with Speed Queen. P2 in the championship, and currently last.
She is a racer rather than a qualifier, I have to say.
That is very true. That is very true. Keeping to the inside, shortest run. P11, 8, nearly 9 tenths faster, so gained a lot of time in the last sector.
Absolutely.
But yeah, surprised it's not sort of faster, but as you said, we all know that she's much better in race pace with racecraft and time management, etc. So still expecting good things.
Very experienced racer, someone who knows how to go from lights to flag at the quickest possible pace, but not necessarily a single lap. But obviously setting the car up for good race management is very different than for qualifying pace out there. Ren says you don't ever want to short shift or hit low revs on that banked corner. No way to correct it after that. I'm assuming he's referring to the final corner, which can be the undoing of lots of drivers. Or is he talking to me about Shivlak possibly, when I mentioned downshift?
Well, either or, to be honest. Both of them are very difficult to judge under traction. In fact, most corners around here are a death trap for traction zones. So you've always got to be careful.
Obviously, a seaside coast track with all the sand everywhere on track definitely makes for difficult situations out there. Who else is about to start a lap? I see Max. Let's go to last race winner Max, who is Speed Queen's teammate there in the Alpine. They have some... Oh, he's talking about Tarzan, the first corner actually. But yeah, we'd definitely agree with that one. But lots of bank corners here in the Zandvoort circuit. Max about to cross sector 1. Just as someone makes a helpful comment on the live chat, and I missed the timing. I think that was 72 hundredths. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Foxy's joined us to start the banter against Burmeister. I won't stoke any fires that way, but yeah, Burr already had an issue that Foxy has missed.
Burmeister's a legend, no.
Yeah,
he'll make it up in the race.
Foxy says that Burmeister will crash tonight. Unfortunately, Burmeister has already crashed tonight. Purple middle sector for Max. He's absolutely on it here, Lightning.
2.5 tenths faster, so he's looking better and better. Hopefully this third sector is purple for him.
Oh, lost some time.
2.5 tenths up in total. P5. Only 3 tenths away from pole, and less than half a tenth away from P3. So still looking very good. Still got the pace for the lead at least. I don't think he'll be able to do another lap. Although he is seemingly pushing, that his tyres will die out, and likewise will his ERS, which is a surprising factor around this circuit. It's so difficult to save because you're using such high downforce. Like tracks like Zandvoort and Monaco, because of the high downforce you're using, it's almost impossible to save ERS. So once you get below 10%, you're pretty much stuck there unless there's some sort of VSC or you're about to pit, which is very unlike real life.
Oh, sorry, a big moment for Yella there, trying to get the car into turn 10, the Renault corner, and lost the car. I think he was on for a good lap, unfortunately, before that. Livingwall's been being very patient as well out there, trying to get a good lap opportunity in, and I think he's about to start another attempt, but I think he's looking for a traffic-free run, which is difficult out here as well. Another challenge of this tight, twisty circuit, Lightning.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Yeller is going to set up another run on the same set of tyres. He is doing so, I believe. out of the final corner now.
Oh, a big moment for Delange, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
It was, I think that was Luke Lira hanging around in the braking zone, and Delange wasn't sure if he was going to get out of his way. So, possible report coming there. And Speed Queen is on her next attempt, presumably final attempt out there in the Alpine, as Luke Lira starts his final run.
I'll stay on board with Jelly here to see how much faster he is in the first sector, if at all. He is 16 hundredths faster.
Wow.
So very, very tight margins here, but he is throwing the car through sector 2. It is looking incredibly fast here. Seriously quick.
Well, he's not feeling shy after making a mistake in that sector 2 last lap. Speed Queen slightly drifting her way into Hans Ernst. And Livingwall goes a new pole position right at the end of the session, 1:10.141. It was well worth the wait from Livingwall. Unfortunately, Speed Queen invalidates right at the edge there. So we'll follow Yella then, as Lightning said. Let's see what kind of time he can get here. Halm still to log his last time. Luke Lira as well. So Yella P4, yeah. But Halm is going faster still. 3/10 in through sector 2. Just one more braking zone to go. Might get a distant tow. No, I think he'll just be too far away from the car in front to profit from this tow.
This is pole position though, if he can keep it together.
There it is.
Yes, it is.
109, 889 into the nines exactly for Halm. Very well done at the end there, and I think there's only Simply left in the Haas actually on a run.
And he has aborted the run.
He has, unfortunately, just to to take that moment away from us. Matty, no improvement last time out. P16 with it all to do in the race, but there won't be quite the tyre advantage for the rearmost runners because we're expecting rain at the very start of our race. Quite how wet, we're not sure. We've got a mixture of opinions, whether it's inters for a few laps or it might have to start on full wets.
We'll find out shortly.
Yeah, we'll get a look at the pit lane shortly. But a very exciting session, and Halm Livingwall stealing the front row away from Luke Lira at the death of the session. Luke Lira could be in hot water for next race after that one. And Delange already, he's already mentioning that. But Lightning, you can take us through our grid, starting with our Brazilian driver Halm on a 109, 889 on pole position.
Yeah, fantastic lap from Halm, followed by Livingwall in the Red Bull. Good performance from him, trying to get that pole position. Very close. But then again, in IRL standards, it's not as close as we're used to. But P3, we have Luke and the following Mercedes, Jelly in P4. Then Els, good performance from him. Max, our championship leader in P6. M. Doran, Reshka, Delange, War Islander, Craig, Speed Queen, Luke Bailey, Burmeister, Simply, Matty, and Bull rounds off the grid. Speed Queen hopefully can make up positions in the race. P2 in the championship at the moment, so going to be looking to claw back and make sure that her teammate doesn't outscore her.
Yeah, so Max versus Speed Queen is definitely a talking point here. Can championship contenders coexist in the same team? Can they still make it work? The rain is falling pretty heavily, and the game may decide that everyone has to start on wets regardless. But from the pit lane view, Lightning, it's looking pretty wet out there.
That is looking very, very wet. I'm trying to look at the cars in the top right, but I think they look like wet tyres. They look like full wets to me, but we will have verification shortly in a few minutes' time. But yeah, that is looking very treacherous, very difficult conditions.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to obviously a half-distance race here in Zandvoort for the next round in our championship. Only round 3, so very early days. 15 races we will have for you with a single week break, I think, after week 7. But yeah, these are the very best of the PlayStation drivers at Invictus Racing League, and we have very close grids for you out there. A number of drivers, of course, flying the Ukrainian flag for obvious reasons. I don't believe we have any genuine Ukrainian drivers, but I know for a fact Max is French, so but obviously doing their bit as far as possible to be visible, and obviously we recognise that. We can't do anything, unfortunately, about the Haas livery scheme, but I'm sure we can do something about the Russian Grand Prix potentially.
Yeah, hopefully the Russian Grand Prix gets replaced. I don't think drivers in general like the track, so if it gets replaced, I highly doubt anybody would be against it.
Absolutely. Well, away from the grid they go then. Helm will take that that first position. It's a good run into, it's quite a short run into Tarzan, but it doesn't stop people having a go. Intermediates appear to be the way for the grid though. Both Haas cars, appropriately enough, starting near the back of the grid, though of course, as a reminder to all our any new viewers with us, this is an equalised performance league. The realistic performance league, if you are interested in that, will be on a Thursday night, same time on this channel. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video today as well, please. You can follow the Twitter links are at the top of the live chat as well. Matty down there in 16th. I think he will move forward, but we'll be keeping our eyes on the likes of Burmeister and Speed Queen. I'm sure Foxy will be keeping his eyes on both those drivers from the live chat. He's already mentioned both of them by name, so living rent-free in Foxy's head. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. The Red Bulls starting 9th and 2nd. The Williams drivers, they're in 12th and 8th. But really, it's about Alpine in the championship. It's about McLaren and Mercedes, of course, having it all their own way so far, starting 4th and 1st. So we've been hearing different predictions, haven't we, about the length of rain we're likely to see tonight.
15 minutes, according to Max. But yeah, as I said, Jeff usually gets it wrong, and it'll probably only be 5 laps, I'd say, before you start thinking about dries. Taking L's, taking a really weird line there through the last corner.
We're almost assembled on the grid, so another thank you to GT Omega and Nelkut Hall, to Grid Finder and to Driver 61, our sponsors who provide the racing for us today. We've got a quick loss of Luke Bailey, as the drivers peel off into their grid slots, and we'll have a few seconds while the grid gets ready. Just trying to find you all a nice camera angle out there. Here we go, lights are on. And it's lights out, and gently away they go with these intermediate tyres. A very difficult start for Living Wall, who's already dropped 2 places with Luke Lira, and Helm getting on past him. The McLaren trying to go around, both McLarens trying to go around the outside, quicker route around Tarzan, but they will condense together as they head towards the Hugenholz for the first time. It's Helm, Luke Lira, Yeller and Living Wall catching back up, with Max joining behind. War Islander with a strong start out there. Luke Bailey is down with his teammate M. Doran. And anything from the back from you, Lightning, at all?
All I saw was War Islander's perfect start, and Luke, M. Doran getting damage and hitting Reshka around the outside. That's not very good. Burmeister goes up the inside of M. Doran as well, so he's seriously struggling. He's going to have to pit this lap. But yeah, War Islander's start was absolutely perfect. Luke has gotten back into the race, thankfully, so he's back in control. And
obviously he's lost some places. He's got Craig right behind him, but Max on the offensive as they go towards the Hans Ernst right-left at the end of the circuit here. Max looking up the inside. There's no way through you there just yet, Max. And it's going to be a difficult job to get the slipstream unless someone makes a mistake in the final corner. He's got a strong run here, though. Ham, the new fastest lap from pole, of course, as Max gets sucked along behind Living Wall there's no way through. You couldn't be much closer there, Lightning, but there's just no way through without the DRS.
No, lack of DRS is going to seriously affect overtaking at the moment, but hopefully drivers can find another way with extra bravery under traction, or just extra grip in general. They are more talented in these conditions.
Yeah, we did hear Yella was on a wet setup, although he's not planted on the back of Luke Lira. War Islander is looking likely. Did he just get a shove from behind? No, it's a bit of lag. Forgive me, a little bit of lag on War Islander's car. It had the look of being rear-ended there, but Max also looking aggressive and hungry out there this early stage. So it's Helm, Luke Lira, Yella, Living Wall, Max, War Islander, Luke Bailey up 5 places, which is not bad for dropping out the session the few seconds before the red lights went out.
Yeah, thankfully he's back, so everybody is in control of their own car. Yeah, War Island is so taking L's under so much pressure here.
So do we think perhaps, I know this is something we've talked about on streams previously, do we think perhaps that Luke Bailey being under AI control actually went faster because the AI doesn't work accurately in wet conditions?
Well, I saw that his car was ghosted, so that saved him from any potential damage. And of course, going from dries in qualifying to wets with full fuel is a very big difference for a driver to adapt to. So the first lap under AI is probably safer option.
Yeah. But I have noticed that the AI pace goes at a constant pace whether it's wet or dry, so it doesn't seem to be affected by the same lack of grip for the drivers. It's almost an advantage, I think, if the AI is relatively high, because its speed remains constant. It's certainly, in my opinion, from races I've watched in the past. War Island shaping to the inside as they go towards Hans Ernst, but there's no way through there, although I think taking Else had to make a wide line, so War Islander couldn't ask to be closer to the back of the Williams driver as they head into Ari Luyendijk corner, the final braking zone, final corner here, and he's
Max is about to make a move. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
but
do so.
Living Wall made a mistake, and I think Max is. Oh, he was looking for it. He was very, very close there. Living Wall made a mistake on the exit. Oh,
War Islander's looking. There's contact.
Oh no.
Front wheel on rear wheel, but they just survive. I'm not quite sure how they survived that one, but War Islander did have enough of the car up the inside, and taking L's, not willing to get the elbows out at this stage in the wet, and perhaps rolling over a little bit there. But you can understand, Lightning, that you wouldn't want to fight too hard in these conditions.
No, fighting in these conditions usually means a spin or a crash. So yeah. That's not what you want at the very start of this Grand Prix. Any time in the Grand Prix, to be honest.
Yeah, already taking L's 1.2 seconds, the gap.
Yeah, taking L's. I think he has damage. I think he was the one that made contact with M. Doran, so he may have slight wing damage. The mega train from P7 all the way till P15 is pretty impressive, and I think taking L's is the roadblock.
That's right, so Helm with another new fastest lap. 3.5 seconds is his gap now. Yella is 2.8 behind Luke Lira, who has then got a 2.3 second buffer to Living Wall, and Max is right behind Living Wall still. No real way through there. What about Luke Bailey? Can't make any inroads on taking L's yet either, but I think it's just the driver's just now queuing up Lightning to taking L's.
Yeah, and as this weather dries out, which it isn't doing as I expected it to, the fifth lap already, but yep. As it does dry out and people think about pit stops, I think that taking L's will fall down the grid substantially.
Well, hopefully it doesn't look like there's any visual damage on the front wing, and that's pretty much the only thing the mechanics can repair in the pits. So he could be in for a very long and difficult race out there. I think we might need to rename him Overtaking L's.
Yeah, but not him overtaking,
No.
sadly.
Taken L's maybe. But anyway, Luke Bailey is very close here. Max stays with Livingwall, but I don't see those two drivers having the kind of difference in pace that's required to action and overtake.
Yellow flag. Luke Lira, he's spun on the exit of the final corner. No wing at all, and he's got to do the entire lap.
Oh, he's doing.
Front wing.
No, he's gonna. I think he's managed to get himself towards the pit lane entry. War Islander screams past. Max trying to take advantage as well, but no way through. But yeah, who would have thought Luke Lira would lose it there?
Yeah, I thought that he was further away from the pit lane, so my mistake there. Thankfully for him, he gets to pit instantly, change that front wing. I
mean, in fairness, he was driving at right angles to the direction of travel on the start-finish straight, but he did get into the pits.
Look at that gap between those Mercedes in that 1-2. It's an 8-second gap already after 6 laps. That's impressive from Helm there. Seriously impressive. We saw his mega pace last race on those soft tyres that never seemed to give up on him. So,
moment there on traction for Luke Bailey in the difficult middle sector. Just losing ground on taking L's, perhaps losing a little bit of downforce behind the car in front. Rain is still going. I don't think it's eased at all. And Foxy says Doran is on a charge, having gained that one place from the start. He's now past Luke Lira, although I don't think Luke Lira is going to let that one go for very long. He's closing on the back of the driver in front out there. Max is still behind Livingwall as well. To
be fair to Doran, he's managed to cut the gap down from 25 seconds to Mvable to 16. So
yeah, that's true.
That's pretty impressive.
Is that the initial bite on the fresh intermediates he put on, or do you think that's just driver skill in this condition?
He pit on lap 1.
Oh no!
So
just as we talk him up, he's retired near the pit lane, and I think that's
full course caution.
We do have a full course yellow. That's very interesting. It's not early enough to put any dry tyres on, is it?
Absolutely not. No way. Unless Jeff is telling you that any moment it's going to dry up, then it might be worth a gamble. But who in their right mind trusts Jeff? I don't.
Well, I'm quite sure what happened to Doran. I can't see him, whether he was attempting a pit stop. I don't think he would be at this stage, or was just trying to get, just having the pressure put on from Luke Lira and Doran around. Unfortunately, we can't see the wreckage of his car. Helm doesn't go in the pits, and Yella has dropped back quite some distance here now. 11 seconds for a better run down the main straight. No one is brave in the pits, so I'm guessing their information is not telling them a pit stop is coming soon.
Yeah, but that is very negative for Jaum, who had a 10-second gap after 8 laps to his teammate. So that's going to bunch everybody up. So, yeah.
Of course, the guys at the back of this order, I do think it might be stopping raining. It's falling at a reduced rate. So the guys at the back might have gambled there to get to the rear of this.
It stopped. It's completely stopped.
Wow! After the first lap under caution, that was the opportunity to stop. Yeah, it's completely stopped. Over the course of about 20 seconds, we've gone from rain to dry conditions. And is that just collectively the whole grid getting bad information from Jeff, or are they all just ignoring him?
Maybe Jeff said the wrong thing. Could have said 5 minutes instead of imminent. So if it's 5 minutes, it's not really worth the risk. But surely everybody's going to pit now. They have to.
I would have thought so. Some discussion though in the chat.
Oh, Jaum's left the session. That's really not good.
No, it's not. We need to get him back in as quickly as possible.
That could completely ruin his strategy.
His only hope here is that this safety car, the AI makes the correct safety car pitting decision, because he's right on the cusp of a pit lane here. His car goes past. No one's braving it. Rents perhaps was the one right in the chat saying the track is still too wet to gamble. I think someone at the rear of the grid might go for it though. no rain apparently falling. We don't get a lot of spray, consistent spray indication from the PS4 streaming. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the spray factoring in. If anyone has their hands on a PS5 and wants to donate to this good cause, then go ahead. But the visual rendering is not good enough on the PS4 during multiplayer events to see the spray properly. Is Helm in the car yet? He's not.
I finally managed to invite him only just now.
If you're going to get a disco, the best time is during the safety car, you have to say.
I'm quite, well, I don't know. I was a bit sad that the weather decided to change during the safety car, because it kind of makes all the chaos of wrong tyres at speeds reduced, but no one's pitted, so I think it's even more chaotic.
We've kind of gone to sleep here on Matty, who's gone up from penultimate position on the track to P8 already. Up 8 positions. Fantastic. And the safety car will come in, despite the rain not falling anymore. And it's going to be a voyage into the unknown from the drivers as to what kind of grip they're going to get and how quickly these tyres will overheat here, Lightning.
You can see the dry line appearing somewhat.
The sun's out.
It looks very greasy, very slippery. Surely they had to pit this lap.
Shadows are on under the cars. I'm sure the sun is out as Living Wall almost rams the back of Yella because Helm's AI is holding everybody up.
I have invited him. He's not joining. Maybe his internet went out. Maybe he had a power cut.
It's possible. Obviously, transatlantic connection, but his AI chooses a good moment to go. Yella not quite there to challenge him. Max still not able to make a move on Living Wall either. And they all go into Tarzan, behaving pretty well, but round goes Living Wall. No. Living Wall, race 1 winner, spinning round. Unfortunately, out of contention here for the podium at this point. Down, and whoa, massive issue for Luke Bailey as well. Luke Bailey smashed across the inside edge of Hugenholtz and turned around and out of the race. That is disaster for McLaren.
That was chaotic at the start, but as we expected on these very difficult to handle conditions and wrong tyres.
It's that safety car effect. Everybody getting frustrated under the safety car and having surprising amounts of grip. Matty being released by his teammate Craig, who lets 3 or 4 cars back on through. I think Craig's got a problem. I think he might be potentially out of contention here. He seems to be letting the entire grid through.
Well, Jaum is still in the lead, only just now getting overtaken by Jelly. We're on 95 AI here, so he's still very fast.
Yeah, especially in mixed conditions as well.
Yeah, it'll give him time to
Yella
come back.
Obviously has got now Living Wall, Max has got Living Wall, of course, with Living Wall dropping to the rear of the field. This could be a blessing in disguise for some of those guys, for Living Wall particularly. He may have the opportunity to pit and try the dry tyres out before anybody else. In fact, I think Craig has gone in. Craig doesn't like the tyres. I imagine his inters had overheated. That's why he was so slow.
He's going for another set of inters.
You're kidding.
No, he's going for another set. It says inters. Yep. What is he doing? He's changing his front wing.
Okay. Well, it's lap 11, so it's in the medium window as Living Wall puts mediums on. So we should get a good impression now of where the car is, where the track is. We're Islander with a strong early gains as well. P4, and I want to go and watch Living Wall and see how it's going.
I'll keep an eye on his sector times.
Zick says in the chat that Craig tapped his rear and the car just let go, which is why Craig's front wing's damaged. Foxy's saying it's still too wet, but Living Wall is struggling, isn't he?
He really is. It looks like a dry line is appearing, but for some reason, they're just not working, these tyres.
So 8 seconds the gap between him, now 9 seconds, and Craig. As Foxy says then, still way too early. Max can see Helm's car up ahead. He can also see the race lead, who's already got it getting away from him here.
Helm has finally come back. So it should be just a few seconds until he takes control of his car again. Thankfully, still in P2. Matty is pit.
Yeah.
For mediums.
Well, he wasn't paying a lot of attention, although in fairness, he wasn't able to see the gaps that Living Wall was able to produce, because Living Wall is dropping, what, 5-6 seconds now?
Yeah, this lap. and he's not even completed a lap. He's only halfway through, or just finishing sector 2.
What about Burmeister up to P6 now? He's got Reshka right behind him. Yeah.
Oh, it looked like it. Super close between those two.
Speed Queen's waiting there, sitting and waiting in P8. Remember, she started outside the top 10.
Speed Queen's waiting for a crash to possibly happen between these three, and then just go for that switch back.
Yeah, she's got good grip out there as well. I wonder how Matty's doing. I've lost all my intervals on the tower, so I can't follow people's...
DRS enabled.
Yeah, because so that declares a dry race then. This could be it. This could be the time for everybody to come in.
Prix is on the mediums. So Prix just came in as soon as...
Yella goes out, but Max and Helm stay... Yella comes in. War Islander comes in, taking L's as well. I think everyone... No, there's a real split here, Lightning, in decision time. Surely the indication that the DRS was enabled was it for everybody. That was the indicator that it's definitely dry enough.
Taking L's has got a 5-second penalty for speeding, so a little bit too eager. LFR Luke is out.
Luke Lira then, yeah, he's had no end of problems. I wonder if it was just fighting with a damaged car.
Yeah, I think he may have had some side pod or floor damage.
Well, Max takes the lead then, after winning the last race out. I wonder if just this extra lap on the intermediate, so it's always sliding, Lightning. I think they're overheating.
Oh, Burmeister spun.
Foxy called it. Foxy called it earlier, and another Ferrari goes spinning round.
And he rejoins very dangerously. MV Bull had to avoid him.
The oldest teams on the grid, Ferrari and McLaren, having an absolute nightmare today.
Oh, Jelly is literally drifting through every corner and every traction zone.
We'll see what Max and Helm do here. Whether they feel like those tyres are still alive. Max comes in. Can he control it in time? Whoa! Helm closed within about a thousandth of a second behind Max. So Max was taking it easy. Helm was definitely not. He should get out ahead, but will they rejoin ahead of Yella, who is coming screaming down the pit lane? Start-finish straight, and Yella takes that lead away again. War Islander's going to go past, I think, this group as they get their tyres up to temperature. Max and Helm will be battling with each other. Remember, the pace Helm had before his disco should mean he can get back on terms with his teammate. And he's already going for a move down the inside on the wet grass as they try and fire out of Hugenholtz. Helm is in a very desperate state here.
Yeah, well, as soon as Helm rejoined on those intermediates on a dry track, he lost the position to Max because he wasn't used to conditions. So he's going to try and make up that position. He's going to be very frustrated at the moment, from a 10-second lead to P3 now. Max seems to be struggling quite a lot though, under immense pressure.
He is under a lot of pressure here.
Will he? Or he thinks about it, but he chooses to abide his time.
Yeah, Max wasn't even tempted to defend into there. I think he won't even bother right down the start-finish straight. The pace that Helm's got, Warlander will be right behind him as well. Both have DRS, and open goes the rear wing. Helm to the inside. This should bring him alongside in the braking zone. Max trying to go the long way around the outside. There is a better grip line out there, and they still go side by side. As far as Max is concerned, he just has to yield on the entry into turn 3. Turn 4, the Hugenholtz and Helm